There's a gang of robbers like this, with only 4 toy gun. They stole $25 million from the bank, and successfully escaped under the siege of hundreds of police officers. And what is shocking is that, this is a real event. The story originated from a cigarette end. A rainy night in 2006, Araujo is hiding by the roadside from the rain. A speeding car splashed him all over with water. The cigarette in his hand was also extinguished. He threw it casually. The cigarette end drifted down the water and fell into a cover. Araujo looked up. Isn't this the richest Rio bank in the area? A sudden thought flashed through his mind. Then he ran wildly along the manhole cover on the ground. Sure enough, he found the outlet of the sewer. The entire city's wastewater is discharged from here. That means this place can lead to every corner of the city, including banks. So a crazy plan welled up in his mind. He's digging a tunnel to rob a bank, but he can't do this on his own. Fortunately, his network is quite extensive. Quickly found a few good buddies, formed a team, but the manpower is enough. They still need funding, because digging such tunnels requires purchasing a large amount of equipment. Under the recommendation of his good friend, he found a professional thief named Mario. This person has both ability and money. So at first, he disdained working with Araujo. To persuade him, Araujo took him to the bank entrance. First, put the tape measure into the manhole cover. Then they came to the sewer again. Find the hanging tape measure. Araujo glanced at the numbers on it. He excitedly told Mario, "Our distance from being a millionaire is only 18 meters. Above this is Rio Bank." Mario was tempted and immediately decided to join them. They're all hands together. Next, start developing a plan. This group of robbers is preparing to rob a bank. Firstly, it is necessary to clarify the internal structure of the bank. So Araujo came to the bank with his camera in his hand. Just come in and shoot directly. Such blatant behavior quickly aroused the suspicion of the security guard. They took Araujo directly to the basement for questioning. But Araujo doesn't panic at all. This is exactly a part of his plan, because the bank vault is located in the basement. Only then will he have the opportunity to understand the layout. And the security guard checked for a long time but couldn't find a photo from the camera. Originally, the memory card had already been taken out by Araujo. Without evidence, the security guard can only apologize and let Araujo leave. After returning, Araujo quickly drew the bank's floor plan from memory and accurately marked the location of the vault. But after research, treasury cannot be directly excavated. They can only locate the breakthrough next door. That's the room where Araujo was interrogated. So here comes the problem. How should they dig this hole? Now they only know that the length from the manhole cover at the bank entrance to the sewer is 18 meters. So measure the distance from the manhole cover to the bank again. According to Pythagorean theorem, they can figure out how long the hole needs to be dug, and from which angle to start digging. But taking a ruler directly to measure it will definitely raise suspicion. So Araujo came up with another brilliant solution. The robber drew a line on the bicycle tire. Then start from the manhole cover. Push it all the way to the bank entrance. Count how many revolutions the tire has made in total. Multiply by the circumference of the tire. He calculated that the distance from the manhole cover to the bank is 7.1 meters, and the depth from the manhole cover to the sewer is 18 meters. So they know the two cathetus of a triangle. According to Pythagorean theorem, it's easy to calculate the length of the bevel. That is, the length of the tunnel to be excavated. Using the arctangent function again, accurately calculate the angle of excavation. All the problems have been solved. They started digging tunnels, but digging and digging, Mario came up with another question. The security system of the bank is so strong, we'll definitely trigger an alarm if we dig into the bank. Besides, we can't open the door of the vault either. Everyone was momentarily confused upon hearing this. They forgot the most basic question. But this time, Araujo has no idea. Mario is furious. Do I just throw away my money for nothing? Everyone is busy in vain. After speaking, he shook his hand and left. At night, the gloomy Araujo looked up at the starry sky and chatted with his girlfriend. During this period, his girlfriend's words suddenly inspired him. Why do I have to steal? Can't I just rob the bank? So he found Mario overnight. Said he came up with a solution. The door to the vault cannot be opened at night, but it's open during the day. Why don't we just enter the bank during the day? Divide into two groups at that time. A group of people openly entered the bank to rob and attract attention. Another group of people entered the bank vault through the underground passage. Open a safe to collect money. We don't have to be afraid if the police come. They would think this was just ordinary robbery. We will definitely run away from the main entrance. They would never have thought that we had dug a tunnel. So we dug tunnels not to enter the bank, but to escape. Mario's eyes lit up as soon as he heard it. Transforming one's mind instantly fills with hope. The next day, they officially took action. This group of people is preparing to rob a bank. In order not to leave fingerprints, they applied glue to their fingers, then divide into two teams. A team goes to dig a tunnel. A team wearing headgear and holding guns quickly took control of the bank hall. The security guard in the surveillance room immediately called the police upon seeing it. The police quickly arrived and surrounded the bank, but the robbers didn't panic at all. Everything is in their plan. The first step is for the robber to escort a hostage out of the door, and then pretended to be afraid and retreated back. Make the police think they want to escape through the gate, but they can't. Step 2. Release the security guard. This guy has a gun in his hand, and keeping him is also a danger. Just in time, he can also inform the police. Let the police know that they have multiple hostages in their hands, so the police dare not rush in. Step 3. Destroy monitoring. Next is the main play. The robber notified his teammates that they could open the tunnel. Immediately, another group of robbers began to smash the wall, so the two teams of robbers smoothly took over. They took out tools from their bags and started assembling them. This is a specially designed unlocking machine. Opening a lock only takes 7 seconds. These safes are all privately owned. The bank only charges management fees. They don't know how much money is stored inside. But if something is robbed or stolen, the bank will take full responsibility. But some of these safes are empty. Some are cash. And there are gold bars and jewelry. So they're like opening a blind box. That's a thrill. And at this moment, the police outside are still unaware, still dealing with the robbers in the lobby there. And the robbers also enjoyed it. Anyway, their current task is to procrastinate, buy enough time for teammates who open blind boxes. Then the police also dispatched negotiation experts. Mario was responsible for negotiating with the robber on this side. Mario was already prepared. He had already read the negotiation manual a few days ago. He also took acting classes specifically, just to make his performance more realistic. At this point, a hostage wants to go to the bathroom. The robber let the person go as soon as he found it troublesome. The police thought it was a negotiator who played a role. Immediately gave up the idea of a strong attack, decide to continue negotiations. And this happened to buy more time for the robbers who opened the blind box. But at this moment, the machine stopped working due to continuous operation at a high temperature. Have you ever seen such a robber? The old lady was kidnapped by them on her birthday. As a result, the robbers not only made her a birthday cake, but also invited other hostages to sing birthday songs for her. After her birthday, the robbers insisted on giving her a birthday gift. What gift is it? The robber told her that you can go home now. Then they personally escorted the old lady out. It moved the old lady so much. As soon as she left, she kept telling the police that the robber was a good person. They even specially celebrated my birthday. And the robber's operation directly confused the police. What do they mean by this? At this moment, the robber in charge of opening the safe encountered trouble. The machine stopped working due to continuous operation at a high temperature. It's almost time now. Anyway, there aren't many boxes left unopened. Araujo immediately ordered a retreat. Only Mario is left in the hall to continue dealing with the police. Everyone else goes to the vault, bag cash and gold bars, transport to the tunnel entrance by relay. In order to buy more time, Mario said they were hungry. Ask the police to order a few pizzas and bring them over. No way. The police can only agree. And while waiting for pizza, the robbers have already transferred all their money through the tunnel to the kayak in the sewer. Now they can retreat. Before leaving, Araujo took out a piece of red cloth, put all their weapons up there. So these guns are all fake. He must let the police know about this. After all this, Araujo and Mario also withdrew. Just then the pizza arrived. The police called Mario, but no one answered. He finally realized something was wrong and immediately led someone inside. Sure enough, the robbers have already run away. After a search, the police found the tunnel entrance, but there's a grenade tied to it. No one dares to touch it either, until news came from the lobby that the guns used by the robbers were all fake. That grenade must also be fake. The police immediately got into the tunnel, but they found out that the robbers had already disappeared. At this point, they have arrived at the designated location. Here are pre-prepared ladders, and the accomplice in charge of answering parked the car above the manhole cover. After receiving the news from Araujo, he lifted the driving board and opened the manhole cover, using a lift to transport money to the car, and then they successfully escaped from the scene.